This is Jacob Harkins from Examiner.com. We're here on a Friday evening, the second session of the Great American Beer Festival, continuing coverage of Examiner.com and Beer Tap TV. With me today is Nick Campbell of Bluefrog, Grog, and Grill. He is the head brewer based out of Fairfield, California. And we have Michael Frenn here, who is his close buddy, or at least brew buddy. I'm not sure how much more your relationship goes beyond that.
Brew buddy's good.
And he's also the Sacramento Craft Beer Examiner. Now, the two of them have paired up today, or actually through the course of the last few months, to brew a beer for the Pro-Am competition here at the Great American Beer Festival. And it's a great combination of amateur home brewers working with the professionals to create awesome beer with the big boy stuff. Is that pretty much how it is?
I think that's pretty much close.
All right, how did you guys meet up?
Well, you know, I'm a home brewer, and as the home brewers do, we travel around to breweries, and the Bluefrog is the only brew pub in all of Solano County. Unfortunately, it's fairly close to where I work. He brews in the shadow of the big giant Anheuser-Busch plant, but that doesn't stop. He makes fantastic beers, and you know, as brewers do, you share beers back and forth, and I've brought beers into him, and he's always got stuff to share with me and just kind of get that friendship going. And one day I brought him beer that I had brewed. It took a best of show in a competition back in Berkeley, and he liked it and said, let's brew it.
Great, and as a professional brewer working with an amateur home brewer, not to use amateur in any sort of negative connotation, is there a difficulty, or is it pretty easy to work? How is it working with a home brewer for something like this?
It's pretty easy. Michael definitely had a lot of questions scaling up his homebrew batch to our full production scale, things that worry homebrewers. Us craft brewers definitely take a liking to it and understand, well, you might think that way, but this is actually how it works in the real life. You know, the part of our challenge is we brew a lot at one time. It's got to all sell. So you can't really dump a 300-gallon batch down the drain if it doesn't taste just right. So,
all right, so we find out tomorrow how you guys did. Now, I didn't get to taste your beer yesterday. I'm hoping they're pouring it again today.
Good.
All right, that was what I was going to ask. When you first tasted it, scale of 1 to 10, what were you thinking?
I drank 2 pints in about 10 minutes.
Is that a 10? Is that a 10?
It's a 10.
All right, professional. Now I need your honest professional opinion. 1 to 10, your first foray into the amateur professional collaboration. 1 to 10.
First taste, I think it was a little worried. I'd probably say that's a party foul. I'd probably say maybe 7 or 8. And then as the beer aged and progressed, as it had the chance to relax after filtration, absolutely, I'm thinking 9, 9.5, easily 10. We're very, very, very excited. We just found out 3 nights ago that we are all sold out of the beer at the pub. So that's a great sign for us.
That's great. And if you'll describe, what beer did you make?
I made a robust porter. This particular beer was a clone of Anchor Porter, which is one of my favorite beers. And in the National Beer Judge Guidelines, Anchor Porter is like the third example of that particular style. And so I've been working on crafting that beer, and it's fairly roasty. It's got a nice firm bitterness to it, a little bit of coffee, not a whole lot of hop flavoring per se, and just a really delicious beer.
It sounds great, and I do hope they're pouring it again. My actual only question beyond this, Nick, how much until until you hire Michael as a full-time brewmaster to join you so you guys can do this? I mean, if you're making 10s, I mean, why not?
Why? Yeah, sure. If somebody wins the lottery and I can pay him what he's worth, then we'll bring him in any day. But we'll see. Once he retires from his real job.
I have to believe that brewing regularly is not like the day we brewed there, when as soon as the grains were wet, next thing we did was have a beer. I have to believe that's not a typical brew day. It was more of a party than a brew session. I loved it.
I don't know. I've met a lot of brewers in the past few months, and actually in the past few years, and I think they drink a lot of beer, no matter what they're doing. Well, I thank you guys for joining us. I really wish you the best of luck, even if you guys don't win tomorrow. I'm sure you had a blast doing it.
Thing's been a win.
And anytime people are making good beer, we're happy. So with that, raise a glass. Cheers. And we'll see you again soon.